if any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time!
Happy Monday. What's going on, friends? It's the Jake Brown Podcast. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend. Did everyone get all the regular season football out of their system? Are you all ready for the playoffs now? You all ready for the playoffs? I feel like I used to be like really obsessed with football. For like my whole life. I feel like I've always been like a little obsessed, but probably like the last 3 years to 4 years, I've set each year now an all-time low of games consumed. And I think this year, I honestly I can maybe think of like maybe 2 games, maybe 3 games that I watched this whole season, and that's the NFL, which I really care about. And don't even get me started on college. I haven't like sat and watched a college game, and I don't even remember the last time. Sporadically, at best. Sporadically. I keep tabs on virtually no teams anymore. And I don't know why. I mean, it's so easy to just like sit and like waste an entire day. And believe me, man, I was all for it. I had no problem doing that. None whatsoever. And then something in my head clicked like I don't know, a few years ago, and I don't know, I'm over it. I'm just over it. Now I still like will root for teams, and like I will always love my Seahawks. I've always been a Seahawk fan. I will always be a Seahawk fan. But this season, I it's just a blur for me. I mean, I felt like I was kind of excited like week 1, and then I swear I sneezed, and yesterday was week 18. Just like that. I just don't watch any games anymore. I don't know. Is that normal? Like, do people out there that have like their obsessions just like almost like cold turkey just stop doing them? Like, has anyone else ever experienced a sport where you were just like all in to the point where it was like affecting sleep patterns? Like I had this job where I work graveyard, and then I get off work, and then I just like stay up all day watching football and taking naps. And now I just don't care. I don't know. It's just weird. I just don't care. But, that said, I am excited a little bit for the playoffs. Playoffs are always more exciting, I feel like, than the regular season. Um, it doesn't mean I'm going to watch any of the games. I don't know. I probably won't watch any games. I might watch some. I do enjoy the Super Bowl, and really I just find myself hanging out where the food is anymore. Uh, I don't think I think last year I know the game was on, but I want to say I just ate the whole time. I was just eating nonstop, nonstop food. So I have a feeling that this coming Super Bowl will be a lot like that. And actually, now that I think about it, this past Super Bowl, I was in Greece, and the only way that I could watch the game was bootlegged on TikTok, because people on there will bootleg, you know, some pay-per-view stuff. They've been cracking down pretty hard on pay-per-view bootlegs. Um, but at the time, I know a couple of the pages, and I don't even have it anymore. I had some kind of BS account, and I would just follow certain people who were always bootlegging sporting events. So it was like, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. in Greece. And I remember I woke up briefly and put the game on, and I was watching, and I was like, I'm too tired. I'll check the score later. Back to bed. Whatever. Maybe it's just all part of my evolution of growing as a human adult. You know, out with the old and with the new kind of thing. But if hey, sitting around all day and watching football is your jam, then y'all are in for a treat because I feel like these playoffs are going to be pretty good. Um, all right, the last episode 20, I did talk about goals and why it is important to set goals, and I think what did I preface it by saying, yes, New Year's resolutions still suck, but it's good to have some goals to work towards. So I feel like in my effort to always be transparent with my listeners, it's only fair that I share some of my goals for 2024 with you. Okay. Now, I have 5 goals written down. Uh, you could technically make 6 out of these, and I have some other ones that I'm not sharing. These are just my fitness, my physical fitness slash exercise related goals. Okay, that I want to share with all of you. So, last month on December 8th, I had committed to doing 100 push-ups and 100 squats every day for a year, which, believe me, looking at that, like, today is exactly 1 month today. And oh man, 11 more months. That's a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. It's definitely a grind. It's not like a time thing. It's not, am I able to do it? Like, yeah, I'm able to do it. But I think when I just look at the totality of all the days, every day, day after day after day, it that's a goal that really does kind of seem a little overwhelming, considering for me how easy it is. It's not difficult to do it, but when I look at, how long it's going to take me to achieve that goal, 365 days, uh yeah, it it seems a little daunting when I look at it like that. But it is my goal. Today marks 1 month of doing 100 push-ups, 100 squats, just body weight squats. You know, I'm hoping that some of you have accepted this same challenge. It doesn't have to be 100. It could be 50, could be 25, could be 40. I don't know. Pick a number, whatever you want to do. But I'm hoping that some of you out there are also choosing to do this little challenge. So I'm 1 month down, 11 months to go. Like, I know I'm gonna get there, but oh my god, the light at the end of the tunnel is nothing more than a speck at this point. So really, there's no point in even looking, uh, that far out. I think I said I just need to kind of focus 1 quarter at a time, and you know, 2 more months will put me at 1 quarter, and I think that's gonna have to be the way that I accomplish this goal. So, my push-ups and my squats, that is, yes, it's a continuation that I had set last year, but it's essentially going to take all this year to achieve. The overwhelming bulk of that work is going to be done in 2024. So that is my goal. Whether I'm on vacation or not, whether I'm racing at an event, and camping or not, I will get up, I will do my push-ups, I will do my squats, and I'm just going to keep plugging away at those. And again, I encourage all of you to do the same. Doesn't have to be 100. Again, it could be whatever number you want it to be. Or maybe it's not even push-up and squat related. Maybe you just want to walk a mile every day. Perfect. Do that. I mean, think of that at the end of the year. Having walked 365 miles. Like, that's pretty awesome if that's something that you can accomplish. Even a half a mile, cut that total in half. That's still a lot of steps walked in a year. So, hey, pick any sort of physical fitness activity that you feel like you could commit to for a year and just have at it. Let's see what happens. All right. So, number 1, push-ups and squats. Number 2. Now, this is a boxing related goal. And so when I say this goal, allow me to explain, just in case what I don't want this to sound like is that, there's any arrogance in what I'm going to say. So my goal for this year in boxing is to level up. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is, just like in any sport, anywhere that anyone has ever done, there are so many layers. Okay. From the base layer, from when you very first start and you're learning your fundamentals, all the way to the top layer when you are at Michael Jordan status for your given sport. And sure, you still have things to work on, to learn, but essentially you are a master at your craft. Okay. So when I say that I want to level up, I'm saying that I want to take what I learned last year, and I'm coming up on a year now of boxing, and I want to start to build on that more and more so that I can now start increasing the number of levels that are beneath my feet. Right now, I don't have very many levels beneath my feet. All right, I have some. I have definitely improved. I'm way better now than I was when I first started. If I were to spar me from February last year, I'd beat the shit out of myself. Okay. That said, if I were to spar someone who's 2, 3, 4 levels higher than me, they're going to beat my ass. So I want to get to where they are, and it's baby steps. It's a process. It's a grind. And I just have to keep working my fundamentals, keep working my fitness, stay on top of my diet, spar, as much as I can, which, right now isn't at all through the boxing gym I go to. They're very structured there, and they're not setting you up for failure. And that's one thing that I really love about that gym. But I do have a chance to go do some light sparring with a friend of mine who coaches at a different gym in Tacoma, T-Town MMA. It's very light sparring, not at all hard, and hard as far as like intensity. Everything's real chill, and everyone's just working on their things, their combinations. No one's trying to kill each other. And there's actually a lot to be learned in that environment. And I try to maybe go up there once a month, maybe every other month. I don't get a chance to go up there as much as I would like. But I try to maximize my time spent when I am there. And I was able to go there this past Friday, and I just tried to work on all the things that I've been practicing at boxing practice night after night after night after night. And it went good. I had a lot of fun. I still got beat up one time by by Elliot, but it was still a lot of fun. he didn't like beat me up, but he's good at teaching me lessons, and he taught me some valuable lessons. One, I definitely need to move my head a little bit more, and two, what he taught me is it's not fun sparring against people who are 6'4", 225 pounds when I am not that. um, but I still had a shit ton of fun, and I can't wait to go back there and continue working on my skills. So my second goal again, I want to level up in my boxing training. Okay, leveling up. Goal number 3. This is a racing related goal. So this year I'm going to race in 2 different series. I'm going to race in the Northwest Motorcycle Association, and I'm also going to race in the Northwest Off-Road Championship Series. And they essentially share, the same tracks, the same courses, different, they have different event days, different series points, all that kind of stuff. But last year was kind of my trial run to see all the courses, see the different tracks. This year, and let me back up a little bit. Last year, I finished dead last in every race I entered. Okay, uh, I was still finding my wings, so to speak. I do not have a dirt bike background. I mean, I can ride them, but I don't ride them very well at all. And I put a lot of work into getting better. And I feel like this year, by no means am I going to be fighting for wins. I'm just not there from an experience standpoint. I don't have the skills to fight with those guys. Um, but what I don't want to have happen is that I just continue filtering straight to the back from the start because maybe I'm too intimidated to try to mix it up at the beginning with riders who are better than me, but who that my skill is maybe a little closer than I'm giving myself credit for. So this year, I want to just be more aggressive. I want to try to battle with more people. Um, and I just don't want to finish last all the time. I'm going to finish last in some races. I'm probably going to finish last in most of these races. Okay. But I don't want to finish last all the time. So I'm going to do my damnedest to just overall be more aggressive, try to mix it up with more people, and try to now start, maybe asserting myself so that I can not finish at the back every single race. All right. Now, kind of a sub goal that I have off of this is one of the funnest races that we do is the Desert 100. It's out in Odessa. It's a 100-mile race through the high desert, and it's an absolute blast. And last year, my only expectation I had was to finish. Actually, I had 2. Don't get last and finish. But really, I just wanted to finish that damn race because it really is a race of attrition. And there are hundreds upon hundreds of people. I think last year, 1,500 people started, and I think half finished. Okay, somewhere around there. Um, it really is a race of attrition, and simply finishing that race is, I mean, it's a feat in and of itself. So I had a crazy crash last year. It cost me probably 30 minutes worth of time overall. So my goals specifically for the Desert 100, again, I want to finish that damn race. I'm going to finish it again. Okay. But I do want to break that 6-hour mark. And had I not had that ridiculous crash that I did and jacked up my leg, I would have been about the 5.5-hour mark. So I at least want to be somewhere in that 5-hour range. I'm hoping that just being a better rider than I was last year maybe I can get into that 4-hour range, that high 4 hours, low 5 hours. That's Those are my goals for the Desert 100 specifically. And obviously, I don't want to have any stupid fucking crashes, like I did last year. And if I can, if I can just, stay clear of a lot of the chaos at the beginning, and then find a good group to kind of glom onto, then it's very doable that I can meet those time goals as well as finish the race. So that's my third goal, which really is 3A, B, and C. But that is my third goal. Just overall with my racing, let's start being a little bit more aggressive. It doesn't mean riding like a maniac. It just means, I'm out there to race. I'm not out there to sightsee. So, when it's time to race, like, let's fucking go race. That doesn't just mean filter into the back. Like, I want to go race some people this year. Um, all right. Goal number 4, and this is 100% along the lines of my nutrition. And really, this is just a goal that, I try to maintain all the time. And that's just to keep my sugar intake in check. Okay. Keep it as reduced as I possibly can, knowing that I'm still going to enjoy life. I'm still going to have some desserts here or there, but it's all kind of the bullshit snacking, you know, like during the daytime. It's the bored eating, I think we've all heard that before. You're not hungry, you're just bored. So, if I can occupy my time uh, with whatever else that's more productive, I'm not going to be a bored eater, which means I'm not going to look for stupid snacks to eat. And I'll eat when I'm supposed to eat, not just because I'm bored. And I have been a bored eater my entire life. And if anyone out there, understands what that's like, uh, you're not going to get you're not going to get the results that you're looking for if you can't control what's going on in the kitchen. Okay. And I am every bit as susceptible to that as anybody else that's out there fighting for their goals and for their dreams from a physical fitness standpoint. So I'm going to continue my reduced sugar intake. Um, but, I'm still going to enjoy life. All right. I'm still going to enjoy life as much as I can, but I'm just not going to go batshit crazy like I have in the past, eating all the sugar, all the treats, all the candy. Not going to do that. Okay. And I think that a big component, at least for me, with that, and that's going to bring me to my fifth goal. Um, a big component in me being successful with my sugar intake is maintaining that weed window, so to speak. Okay. Um, I am really trying not to allow myself to smoke weed during the week. Not until my final workout on a Friday, until, I don't know, sometime in the evening on a Sunday. That's kind of my weed window. That Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, if I want it. Um, During the week, I'm not as productive, and this is just for me. Some people have different experiences with their weed consumption than I do, and that's cool. Like, if you can manage it, that's awesome. Do that. But for me personally, it's easier for me to be strict on my eating, to be motivated to do, my workouts, hey, my job, um, you know, the chores around the house, tasks in the garage. It's just easier if I have a clear head, clear mind, and I'm not like hyper fixated on cinnamon toast crunch or an apple pie. So when I'm high, obviously, I'm not saying no to any desserts. Imposing this little weed ban basically Monday through Thursday, or through Friday afternoon, it's it's good for me. It's what I need. And again, I've said this before. If you see me out and about and it's like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, by all means, question me. Hey, you high? You sticking to your weed window? And I will be honest. If I've had a little bit to smoke, I'll be honest and tell you. I mean, it's not very hard to tell when, someone's high or not. So you'll be able to look at me and tell. But I say that because sometimes we all need help keeping ourselves accountable. And I am every bit as susceptible to failing at this last goal as anyone is at failing at any of their more difficult or challenging goals that they will have. That's a hard the weed window one is a hard one for me. And my girlfriend helps me out with that one. I mean, she's not gonna say no. Like if I grab a joint and want to smoke it, like she's not gonna like slap it out of my hands or anything. She's not gonna take it from me. But she supports me in that, hey, oh, it's Tuesday. Do we need that? And probably I'll be like, no. She doesn't keep sweets around for me. Like if I'm bored, I'm not gonna go eat a whole bunch of candy and cookies and stuff like that. Because she knows I'm weak for that stuff. So, she helps me out by not having that kind of crap around. Um, but that's kind of where I am with that. And God, it's like the more I say this, it sounds like I'm a total weed junkie. Like I'm not that weak, but I like weed. It's fun. Way better than alcohol. I just don't like what weed causes me to do, which is literally eat everything that I see. I mean, if they could somehow like genetically modify the the extreme food cravings out of cannabis, oh man, that would be awesome. But I don't know, maybe that's also one of the things that I love about weed, you know? It makes food taste like even better than it already does. Having like a nice meal when you're just a little high, followed by like a nice dessert and like a nice drink. Oh man, it's the absolute best. The problem is it butt heads, it's going to butt heads with my physical fitness goals. And I'm more concerned with those and being as healthy and as fit as possible rather than getting high 7 nights a week and eating a bunch of hot garbage. So I don't know if you got maybe the same sort of, I don't want to say issue, but if you're living in the same reality, wink wink, that I am, maybe you definitely should consider just taking a step back, imposing some boundaries. It's only going to make those physical fitness goals that you have that much easier to reach. And ultimately, that's the whole point of doing goals. Okay. So those are my 5 goals. To recap: maintain my push ups and my squats. Oh man, it's going to be such a long year for those. That's it's so many. Like when I just think about it, it's so many push ups and squats. Like there's part of me that thinks maybe I should have just did like a 6 month goal for that one. But shit, man, like I put this out there in the universe now a couple times and I can't go back. There's no going back. Uh, Goal 2, again, I want to level up in my boxing. So just continue to build on my base. I'm in my own little boxing ecosystem here. So the level that I'm trying to improve my level. Okay. Number 3, definitely want to be more aggressive in my racing and do my golly darn damnedest not to finish dead last in every single race. On top of breaking that 6 hour and maybe even that 5 hour time frame for the Desert 100. Okay. Goal number 4, I want to continue with my reduced sugar intake. It doesn't mean that, again, I'm not swearing off sugar altogether. Hey, man, we still got to live. All right. Life is tough, and sometimes we just need a piece of pie to make it all better. So, uh, I'm not swearing off sugar altogether, but I want to keep it as reduced as I can. And then my final goal, which I know is definitely going to affect my physical fitness only in a positive way, is to maintain my weed window, my marijuana consumption. Really trying not to have it, during the week, and make it only a weekend thing. And even then, on the weekends, it's not something that I feel like I have to do. It's going to be something that I want to do. Um, so again, if I can do those 5 things, um, I think it's going to be a great year. Those are 5 I think those are 5 great goals for me to have. Um, I am curious, hey, what are your guys' goals? Again, feel free to hit me up at Jake Brown Pod on Twitter/X and on Instagram. And remember, on Twitter, I post all the episodes there, so feel free to comment. But if you just want to shoot DM, or if you got my phone number, feel free to text me. I would like to know what some of your guys' goals are. Actually, I'd like to know what all of your goals are, if you have them. If you need help with your goals, let me know. I got some knowledge. I can be a resource. If anything, I can be a cheerleader, and I can do my best to try to help you reach those goals. And if there's something that I can't do, well, then I know a lot of people. I can put you in touch with someone who can help you reach those goals. So again, at Jake Brown Pod on Twitter and on Instagram. Let's help hold each other accountable for 2024. All right. There's no reason you got to go through any of this by yourself. Don't be a lone wolf. All right. Physical fitness should be a community thing. I mean, we all have our own reasons for why we do what we do, but if you're just gonna fly solo on everything, I feel like you're really missing out on kind of one of the better parts of any physical fitness community, and that's the people. And sure, there are some people who can make things way worse than they are, but overall, I've met the coolest people in my life in physical type fitness environments. Okay, whether it's sports, playing football, running track, racing motorcycles, whether I'm at CrossFit, or even just like a 24-hour fitness, when those were around. Like I met some cool people. We're all very like-minded, you know? Um, it is a good group of people, and at least you know that everyone is suffering in the same direction that you are. All right, so those are my goals. Wish me luck. Um, the other night I watched this movie. It was on Prime, and man, it was called 100% Brain Usage. It's I don't know, I think the movie is like 2 or 3 years old. Uh, really good, really good movie. And I gotta admit, I was a little baked. Okay, I was a little bit baked, which probably made it seem even more trippy than it was. So I'm gonna watch it again because I was just like, I was almost like fascinated by the thought. Could you imagine if you could use 100% of your brain? What is it that we use now? I don't know, like 3, 4, 5% of our brain, if that. I mean, so the whole, and I don't want to spoil this, I don't want to spoil the 3-year-old movie that, if you haven't heard of it or even seen it, you're probably not going to watch it anytime soon. Uh, this this woman essentially gets kind of kidnapped, and then they force her to be a drug runner, and then they take these drugs, which are this synthetic chemical, and they're in these plastic pouches. Well, to get through like the security, like the airport security, they take these plastic pouches and they stick them inside the stomachs of these people, like surgically. I mean, creepy, you know? like talk about like my worst nightmare, just having some weird drug stitched into my stomach, and then I'm trying to all I want is this shit out of me. So at some point there's, I don't know, some sort of struggle. One of the packs of the drugs bursts open and it affects this woman's brain. And essentially, like every day, her brain becomes more and more powerful. And she's able to access a greater percentage of her brain. And as she's gaining all of this power, she's now able to like manipulate, people's thoughts, and she's able to manipulate matter, and she's able to control matter and all this kind of stuff until, pretty soon at the very end, she just like becomes one with her environment and she is everywhere. I mean, it's really like some fucking Matrix shit. Like it was really cool. And I thought about I was gonna ask, I mean I did. I asked Bard, like, hey, like what would happen if a human was able to access 100% of their brain capabilities? And the positive stuff, enhanced cognitive abilities, duh, expanded sensory perception, duh, improved memory and learning, duh, deeper self-awareness. I mean, maybe. The negative ones, though, the negative ones are, I think, the most terrifying. This is the stuff that you definitely would not consider if you were able to access 100% of your brain's capacity. Okay, information overload. The sheer volume of information available, it says could be overwhelming. I would say it would definitely be overwhelming. Uh, Leading to cognitive fatigue and even mental breakdowns. Oh, fuck, you probably couldn't get 5 minutes away from your house and you would lose your mind. You would probably lose your mind. You would be able to understand what birds are saying and your brain would explode. I mean, just think of all the things you could see and hear and, your taste, I mean, everything would be completely magnified and enhanced. It would be insane. You wouldn't be able to filter anything out, or maybe then you would have the tools to be able to selectively choose what you wanted to hear, see, you know, taste, smell, all that stuff. Who knows? I don't know. Emotional instability. Man, talk about a deep dive into your trauma. I mean, I feel like my trauma, like I still struggle with some of my trauma, and I probably will forever. But imagine if I could use all of my brain to really understand in a deep way how my trauma is affecting me. Uh, I mean, yeah, it sounds cool on the surface, but yeah, no thanks. I think I like the baby step approach through therapy and just kind of talking stuff out. Uh, any more than that, I feel like your head would explode. Um, Ethical dilemmas. The potential for manipulation and control of others. Who out there, and this is kind of, along the lines of, when you're a little kid, if you could be invisible, would you be invisible? Blah, what would you do? If you could control or manipulate other people and their thoughts, would you? Hmm. I don't know. I feel like we all say that we wouldn't, but I think on some level we probably all would, you know? I think we all probably would on some level. Maybe not like a real devious, inappropriate kind of way, but I feel like on some level it'd be too tempting not to try, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't it just be a little tempting? You wouldn't be a little curious to see how you could like manipulate people? I don't know. I mean, hey, I'm only human. If I had that power, fuck it. I'm manipulating it. I don't know. But then again, like what if someone was manipulating me into manipulating some Oh, see? I mean, like if everyone had full access to their brain capabilities, wouldn't we all just be running around manipulating each other? That's essentially what we're doing right now, only at like 3 or 4% of our brain. So it would just be on like an extreme level of manipulating. And we'd all be so smart and all knowing and aware that we would all know when we're being manipulated. But we're also human, so we'd probably just keep trying to manipulate people. Loss of identity merging with the vast interconnectedness of the human mind could lead to a loss of individual identity and a sense of being overwhelmed by the collective consciousness. Mm, that one's deep. Imagine losing your sense of self and becoming one with the vast ocean of human thought and experience. I think that one would be tough. Honestly, that would probably be the toughest one. It'd be too much. It'd be too much to try to deal with. I mean, you'd have to just lock yourself up in a dark room, but even then your voices would be so loud and you could literally just with your brain turn the light on. I don't know. I think it'd be crazy. Maybe someday we'll get there. You know, Elon Musk is making that Neuralink. Uh, what if that happens? What if I actually I put my name down. So if you go to oh god, is SpaceX or if you can just Google the Neuralink and he's looking for test subjects. And I was like, fuck it. I put I put my name down. I mean, as probably did 200 million other people, if not more. And at the time, you know, they're only looking for certain types of people to take part in their studies. But screw it. I put my name down, stick that chip in my head. Unlock this brain, baby. Let's go for it. It's where the future's going anyway. We're all gonna have one in our head at some point. It's just a matter of time. All right. Hey, it was a cool movie. Again, 100% brain usage. It's on Prime. Check it out. Hey, and also while you're on Amazon, you can find the Jake Brown podcast. Feel free to share it with people. Also on YouTube, also on iTunes, and mainly on Spotify. Again, I appreciate your support. And if you haven't set some goals yet for this year, do it. Set those goals. This is definitely something that we can all do together. And hey, why do it alone when you can do this with friends? All right. I'll be back later this week with another episode. Yeah, I like this outro music. This is a good one. This one's going to stick around for a while. I might even replace the intro music with this one. Nah, I need to keep it a little more aggressive at the beginning. See, just like my racing, I got to keep it more aggressive at the beginning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whether this country, Spain, the UK, I now have some listeners in the UK. I don't know how that happened. I don't even know anybody in the UK, but it happened. So if you're out there in the UK listening to this podcast, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will chat with you later.